Research Institute shows Republican challenger Chris Gibson has surged ahead of Democrat incumbent Scott Murphy in the race for the 20th Congressional District. Here to talk about that poll is Steve Greenberg. Steve, thanks for joining us today.
Always a pleasure, Jody.
Okay, so talk about how important this momentum swing is to be down 17 and now up 9. How often does this happen?
Well, that's what campaigns are all about. Look, the last Siena poll was 6 weeks ago. Since then, millions of dollars have been spent on TV and radio commercials, mail. The mailboxes have been filled up. The candidates have been out campaigning, and you can't watch TV or listen to the radio for 30 seconds without seeing a Murphy or Gibson commercial. What we've seen is a major swing. Momentum is clearly now with Chris Gibson, but there's still a week to go. And where Murphy really lost the ground was among Republican and independent voters. He's still doing good with Democrats, but this is a district where there are more Republicans than Democrats. 6 weeks ago, Murphy had the support of 1/3 of the Republicans. Now he's down to 18%. And 6 weeks ago, Murphy led big among independent voters. Now he's trailing with independents. So that's really where we see the difference.
Right, and you said a conservative district. Is it interesting to you that the independent vote has gone against him?
Well, what is interesting is that Murphy's personal favorability rating has plummeted among Republicans. So it's not surprising to see Republicans abandon Murphy and go home to Gibson. But Murphy's favorability rating remains fairly strong with independent voters and is largely unchanged over the last 6 weeks. So the fact that they have moved so much in their vote choice really does say something about how independent voters are viewing this election.
Well, do you think this race will be indicative of what we will see in other races, say, across the country?
I think every race has its own dynamic, their own candidates, their own issues. The voters look at things differently. Siena is monitoring a number of hotly contested congressional districts in New York. This is the first one that we're taking our final look at. But look, it's still a week till Election Day. And the real key for both campaigns, Gibson and Murphy, is turnout a week from today. Which campaign does a better job of getting their voters to the polls next Tuesday? And let's not forget, Murphy campaign is pulling out one of their big Democratic guns. Next Monday, a rally for Murphy by former President Clinton. That may not change a lot of votes, but if it helps hype Democratic turnout, that could benefit Murphy.
Now, what could be the impact on the national balance in the House?
Well, we have about a half dozen or so hotly contested races in New York. The Republicans are working hard to take back the House of Representatives after losing it 4 years ago, and they think they have another number of opportunities here in New York to add to that